in the other side with DC. Like it, subscribe, and make sure you share it. This is important. So sit back and let's go. Have John Jacks with us with North Star Carriages, and you have your other company as well, and also Brian High. And on the line with us right now is the absolute, the boss, the head, the king of funerals, the king of funeral homes, the king who done buried everybody in my family. I'm just not ready for him to bury me yet. Golden Gate Funeral Home, the director, John Beckwith Jr. John?
Yes, sir.
How about the carriages in the city of Dallas wanting to get rid of the carriages?
Well, first of all, just the tradition over, we're talking thousands of years, how deceased people have been carried in carriages with a horse, not an electronic motorcycle or anything else, but by horse and carriage. And we have continued to do that. You've seen it in all communities with all races. And then we've seen even our government has thought enough of our presidents to carry them in horse and carriages. And the same way the president deserved to be honored. My father was carried in 2 horse and carriages. My brother, as well as thousands of families I've serviced over the last 44 years. I thought enough of it to even purchase my own carriage. And it's something that we offer to our families, and we would like to continue to do so.
Well, so now Brian and John, they've been dealing with the city. The city is trying to get rid of the horse-drawn carriages and replace them with electric carriages. And these electric carriages, I understand, are coming from China. I want to make sure I express that so folks will understand. But what effect does that have? And what's your opinion about what is going on with the city trying to get rid of and stop it? They'll stop all the funerals, they'll stop all the quinceañeros, all the weddings, all of the parties, all of the romance. It's taking the romance out of it. It takes the romance out, but it takes the tradition, as far as you're concerned, away as we're putting our dearly beloved into their last resting place.
Yeah, they can't call it a carriage if it's being pulled by something electronic. We call that a hearse. We have plenty of hearses. We have plenty of hearses with glass backs that people can look at, but it does not have the same effect. It does not have the same tradition. It does not have what families are looking for as far as being pulled by a motorized vehicle. So to say that you still have a carriage, but you're going to do it by motorized, it's just not true. What you are saying is that you're cutting out carriages, period.
Now you are a constable as well, and the police, mounted police, those are horses, and all of the other the cavalries and the things that horses do. What's the position of you think about that?
Right. Not only our city police, but as well as our county. We have what we call a posse with Dallas County Sheriff Department that has many horses that they use for many different things. We also do it on a state level and a federal level where horses are used to work, not for just casual riding. So if you're going to cut out pulling horses, we're not going to have the Clydesdales. We're not going to have Budweiser. We're not going to have those people who have done this over the years. Or are we going to ban everyone? And I don't think that's going to happen. I believe that this has some other objective or some other agenda behind it.
And Betty has clearly stated, and I do too, stand with that, that it's some kind of finance going somewhere with this attempted move. But they are currently getting ready to attempt to move it to council for a briefing to council. And as one of the workers on the other side that's working for and with the team, with the electric people, he said they're going to try to get this thing passed through before the council goes on vacation. And that means that it's a hard push somewhere. And when something's pushed real hard, you guys, my opinion is something behind that. If it was something that's going to be dealt with fairly, you'd consider, as even I said, that you got to take the things that Mr. Beckwith just said.
Yep.
You know, this thing is, you just can't come in here and circle around and say we're going to ban this without banning everything and without getting a lawsuit,
Yep.
a major lawsuit that the city and the taxpayers do not deserve to have. Because people, this is a romantic thing, and then it's a sacred thing. Romantic for the weddings and celebrations, sacred for people that's going on to their final resting place. So John, we're here dealing with it, and John, you may want to say something. This John Jacks, you may want to have a comment on it.
Sure.
While we got John Jr. on the phone.
Absolutely. So, Golden Gate Funeral Home, especially, right? When they put together their horse-drawn hearse and they're carrying, the body to the final resting place.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a carriage going down the road. Mm-hmm. This isn't just a horse-drawn hearse going down the road. Mm-hmm. It's an event. Mm-hmm. There's stepping involved. There's a long line of people, and it's a big deal. And it takes place in Dallas.
Right.
I mean, period. And so removing that to me is insane. I mean, you're depriving a whole community of people from what most people probably think about from day one. I mean, it's a big part of their culture. It's a big part of their life, and that's a lot of people, especially that are, they're looking at the future as at some point they're going to pass away. They're planning for this.
And that's where I was getting ready to go, John Jr. Golden Gate. Let me just say John Jr. Golden Gate. Let me make sure I put Golden Gate there. Y'all understand Golden Gate, number one. John.
Yes, sir.
How many pre-needs? People have already prepared and have paid and have planned their final resting place and how they intend to travel and go. Do you have a lot of folks? Are there a lot of folks with these type of pre-planned carriages?
We have over 100,000 pre-arranged funeral services that those people who have paid for their services ahead of time, and I would say at least 10% of them are horse-drawn carriages. That is their wishes that they expect to be carried out, that they have paid to be carried out, and then we intend to carry out for them. So we're thinking tens of thousands of people who have agreed to have this and to just say, we're just going to cut it out, and they just can't have it without a legitimate reason. And that's one of the things I'm struggling with this, is that I have not been told, have not been shown, and there is no data that's saying that there's any danger to the community or to the horses themselves.
Now, did anyone talk to the funeral association about the removal of the carriages from the city?
I have spoke with the state association,
Okay.
And the president agrees with me that this is not a good idea, that it's not what's best for horses, it's not what's best for the community, not best for prearranged. So, yeah, speaking with the president of the association, he definitely agrees that this is not a good idea.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to circle the wagons, and we're going to really work extremely hard, as you see what's going on now. Myself, Betty, and this team that we have here, John, Brian, and yourself, we're going to address the issues extremely hard to bring about an understanding and an education, so they can understand that they're stepping on the wrong foot, and we're going to keep these horses, and I want folks to know that I want you all to call, write the papers, read, understand, up your voices, so we can save the horses, we can save the love of Dallas, and we can save it all the way around the board. But let me just say this, and John, we'll be talking with you. Don't go anywhere, but we're going to close this out. You guys, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
And
so much.
let me tell you something. Y'all get ready to keep coming to this studio, the other side with DC. We're going to raise the right level of awareness.
Okay.
Notice I didn't say the right level of hell. The right level of awareness to make these folks understand that this is not an issue that should be being addressed by the Dallas City Council at this particular point, and no point even in the future. So welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
Welcome, John.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, John. Don't you hang up, John. All right?
Appreciate the voice. Thank you.
We go. All right.